Hello, how's it going? Yes, look who's back. So I just had, I've been off for a while, been working hard, trying to develop my new practice, my new civil practice, getting better, getting better at it every day, and learning. It's kind of interesting, I've got a new challenge. New life offers a new challenge. Doors open, and you step through, and what do? Got to take it and do your best, right? Oh, look, Shane Sousa's here, of course. He's the first one always. Good to see you, Shane. April, how are you? Kathy, look at this. See there? It's like old friends never leave. You just see them again. I cut myself shaving. Sorry about that. Um, Bourbon and Base, and it's Trenton. It's Trenton. BL Blazy, and Ben. Hello, son. MLS is here. Winston Smith and David Nelson. There's the troublemaker right there. And Thomas. Harlan, look at all these nice people. Lily. Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Very kind. Celestial Force, my new friend. Good and nice to talk with you. Nice to meet your acquaintance. Cal Poke. And yeah, so here we are. And it's not going to be a long, involved stream. In fact, I want to read. Don't tell me any spoilers, but I want to see the Rogue stream. Rogue Fitness had a stream. Hey, look, Andrew Bronca. What can I say? He's here. He is already throwing in his first super chat of the day. Law of self-defense. Woohoo! Andrew Bronca, if you don't know, Law of Self-Defense, one of my good buddies who we taught at a law school. Called the American Law Courses, and we put together a whole law school program for average folks to learn the law. And I think we did pretty good. What do you think, Andrew? I think we had a great session. I learned a lot. We had some great professors, and it was a fun time. Mr. Scott, awesome. Hey, MLS, good to see you. Another super chat. So you got to think about the expert. It's like, what is it? I got another super chat. I always think that's funny. MLS, so he says, welcome back to the chaos. Well, that's true. We'll see. You can see I'm happier. I'm a little more relaxed. And I only wanted to come on when I had something to say and some positive attitude back. And it's just been so hard because I've been having, I had a whole change of career. And well, it's hard to say a change of career. Let's clarify that, because I practiced for 6 years after law school in civil litigation, right? I went to criminal law really to get my trial skills and to learn, because I started getting afraid of the courtroom and that sort of thing. Michael Stetson, good to see you. Rare, well, hopefully it won't be so rare. Who are you? Zach, thank you for the super chat. Cindy Darkheart. Bella the Bayou is here. Bella, see there. What do you know? You step away, come back, and here they are. So I did 6 years in civil practice, and I thought I was going to be a civil litigator, and I was going to go to criminal law. I went to the prosecutor's office for 6 years. It been under John Tanner up in Daytona Beach, and I thought I was going to be a prosecutor, a trial guy, but I also thought I was going to just go right back to civil once I got my trial skills up. But then I just kind of got wrapped up in the whole criminal thing. And I went to 6 years in the prosecutor's office, and then 14 years in the public defender's office doing criminal appeals up in the 5th DCA. And now I'm back to civil. So maybe it's where I was supposed to be anyway, but I had to go through the exercise of being a prosecutor, a public defender, getting my board certification in trials, and then doing appeals and all of that. It's a journey. Life's a journey. And my wife and I were talking the other day about the roller coaster, because I was like, coming to Miami, I wanted to fix things down here. I had a calling, and I'm a critic of unethical prosecutors, as you well know, and unethical defense lawyers, for that matter. Unethical lawyers. How about that? Let's broaden it. Let's unethical people. Can we broaden it even further? We should, if we believe in what we believe, we should stand hard behind those morals, right? We should believe it, but act in accordance with it. And it's easy to criticize, very easy to throw rocks from the sidelines and criticize something. It's very hard to step up and take a leadership role and to try to do something about it. And so even if you fail in that effort, in that endeavor, you can take pride in the fact that you did it. You did it to your best of your ability. And so that's what I did here. But I'm back in civil, so I'm going to apply those same principles to my civil practice. Yeah, so Samantha Joe, you're like, get to the point, Costi. Because first of all, I'm cut my lip that night, shaving accident. I was thinking this, I've been saving this one because I wanted to have enough energy. So one of the things, I've been working so hard that I haven't had a lot of energy. Now I have, and where to put this in the order of things. I have a new book coming, and it's going to be out for Christmas. So you can be able to pre-order it for your children for Christmas. And it's my second children's book, and it's going to be called My Difficult Dog. So I am planning on getting that out so that you can give it to your kids for Christmas. It's a biblically based book that is, it's very Christian focused. So it's the Old and New Testaments. If you remember, Brucey, the one-eyed wonder dog, is based on the Serenity Prayer. And that was my first dog, Brucey, with the one-eyed wonder dog. He was the greatest dog of all time, I'll tell you. And then, of course, he was a Shih Tzu, and we loved the Shih Tzu. We loved the dog. And when he passed away, it was so hard. So we wanted to get another Shih Tzu. Well, what we did, we got Jackson. And Jackson was not like Brucey. He was a difficult dog. And you guys probably seen Jackson around. So this story was inspired by him, but it's not enough just to do a children's story. I also want to have a transcendent story about faith. And so I put in biblical quotes that I think relate to all the little dog stories, so you can have a document that you can share with your child and read. And you can also share a moral lesson, have a discussion with them, because that's what's missing is people have removed faith from every part of their life. We need to have faith in every part of our life, and they've removed it from every part of your life. The secular, hard left kind of anti-Christian people, they want to destroy faith within the public sphere. And anti-faith, it's interesting because they are basically worshiping themselves or power or secularism, government. And they're replacing God, which is the first commandment. The first commandment is put no God before me. And if you read Prepare, the Handbook for Individual Freedom, you'll hear about that, about how idolatry is such a big problem in our country, and it is the first commandment. So, anyways, I'm just talking right now. I did want to say that I will be back on, and I'll try to do the rounds about my book, and when My Difficult Dog gets published or gets on pre-order. It's not on pre-order yet. I want to get the cover done and a few other things. So I'm really looking forward. What was it? And the other thing I was thinking about in my books, because going through this whole thing that I've been through my life in the last few months, I've been thinking about, I really want people to read my books. I don't want to sell my books necessarily. I mean, selling is a precondition, right? And I want you to value what I'm doing and by purchasing it, right? But one of the things that disturbs me is when people judge books by their covers and they don't actually read it. They just think they know what's in it because they project all of their own biases and their own prejudices into what they think they're reading when they haven't read it at all. So if you feel like you want to judge a book, then read it first. That's my only request. And a lot of the reason I write is because I want people to read what I'm doing. Zach coming in with a super chat. Thank you. And I'm not going to be on too long tonight because I have some other stuff we're going to do with the wife. So I did want to share this time because I got some energy back and I've been thinking about things. But Zach says, thank you for the super chat. Miami traffic is so crazy because everyone drives according to laws of the country of origin. Well, we'll talk about that in a second because that's a good point. Zach, are you from Miami? Because you might be previewing some things. So let's talk about it. Grant Rasha says he has no problem driving in Miami. Actually, see, driving isn't necessarily the problem. Okay, well, here, people don't know. I moved to Miami to do some things, and here I am. I'm following a different roller coaster life journey, wherever it's taking me, and it's in God's hands. And hopefully, I'm following what he wants. I don't know. You just leave it up to God and faith. I was trying to come up with like a top 10 list, but I couldn't come up with 10. But I just wanted to give you some observations about Miami and Miami traffic. It's one of the worst traffic situations in the country here in Miami. And I wanted to share some things coming from a relatively laid back county and city of Daytona Beach. So these are some of my observations. First of all is the honk. And Floridians and Southerners generally are pretty friendly folks, and we don't like using our horns. In fact, why do you use a horn? But here in Miami, boy, they like the horn. Yeah, I mean, it's a big city. You know it because people love their horn. And one of the things they love to do is wait for the light to change. And as soon as the light goes from red to green, they're on the horn, right? And the reason is because the lights in Miami are like fast. They change like red, green, red. It's like you get 3 cars through, and then it's like boom, back to change. Some of these light timing issues are kind of crazy. And so what happens is people are on their little phones, right? They're on their phones, and then they miss the light change, and then the guy behind them gets screwed. So people are on their horns real quick, like get through the light, honk, 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 right? So yeah, good to see you, Foodie. My Rumble folks, good to see you. So that's the first thing is the honk. It's something I'm not used to, but it's like, are they honking at me? You honking at me? The next one is the red light move. Oh, Lily with the super chat. Yes, get your super chats in quick because this isn't going to be a long stream. Will you record a reading of Difficult Dog like you did with Brucey? My grandson enjoys reading it with you. Well, that's sweet. Yes, I will. I will commit to doing that. So when it gets to a point where I've got my buddy Grok working on it, it will definitely, I will do that. Hey, Slidey Pie, she read entire death penalty debates on her channel, and did a book review of death penalty desires. I'm sorry, she read the full death penalty desires on her channel at Rumble, and then did a book review. And I appreciate your comments. She said I'm not in my writing. I'm too formal. It's lawyer training. I don't use conjunctions, so can't. I always say cannot. And people don't say cannot; they use can. That was a good comment, I thought. But overall, liked it. Found out that it was actually a book about the death penalty and about how corrupt prosecution can land innocent people in jail. Amazing when you read a book what you find out. So let me see. So here's the next thing. The red light move. Okay, so here's the red light move, right? And this one is, I'd say, of all of these, this one might be the worst. And the red light move, okay, if you don't know about this in Miami, because these lights change so much and everybody's pushing, what'll happen is, the light goes green and people go and they pile up, and then the cars are lined end to end, and then somebody will go ahead and try to force their way across and then block the cross lane track. Then the light changes and there's a car right in the middle of the cross lane. Then that turns green and they're like, honk, 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 honk. And so they block this whole thing. And then you can't get through and the traffic is stuck both ways. Lord of the Ree. Hey, I don't know if people know, but Lord of the Ree is quite the musician. He's and he keep working at it. Nowadays you're inspired by your creativity. Go do it. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so that's the red light move, and that one's really frustrating because just be a little patient when you get to the red light, and there's a thing. Stop at the crossbar, wait until you're clear on the other side before crossing. But people are so impatient; they want to jump out there, and then the light changes and they block the lane. That's the red light move, the Miami red light move. Let's see. Yeah, if you don't know Lord of the Ree, he's a musician. He's doing some compositions and just starting out, and I think he's got some talent there. Oh, David Nelson, yes, played a bass. So what's the next one? Okay, this one is another frustrating one. It's called the partial left turn lane. The partial left turn lane. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so you have 2 lanes of traffic, and then there'll be a turning lane here, right? So you have 2 lanes of traffic that are through, and then a turning lane. So the next move is the people are in here and they're driving and they're in the left traffic lane, the high speed lane, right? And they'll want to make a left turn. So they want to get in the left lane. So what they do is they gradually ease over into the turning lane and they go halfway in and halfway out with their blinky. So what they've done is they've blocked both the high speed lane and the turn lane by being halfway on and halfway off. And so they're like, instead of committing to that lane, like get over to that lane and get in it, right? No. It's the half left turn lane. That's the other, that's the one of the Miami rules. How can I get a signed copy of your book? I will need 4 copies. Thank you, Kathy. Well, it depends which book. All of my books are available at stevegosney.com. And of course, they're also available on Amazon. All of my books, except for Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. And I'll tell you, I hate to say this, but Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog is sold out. So I've sold out of Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog, and it's too expensive to reprint. The coloring book is available only from stevegosney.com. All of my other books are available internationally on Amazon as well as on stevegosney.com. If you want them autographed, you have to go through stevegosney.com. If you want to just get them, like if you're international, somebody paid me like $120 to ship one of my books to Australia. And I said, don't do that. I refunded his money. And I said, go ahead and order it from Australia, Amazon. And they did. And we saved him some money. So, so that's it. So the right, okay, the red light, we've got the honk, the red light move, the partial left turn lane. Okay. Now the next one is the outside lane. Oh, pulling in an intersection. I guess that's a moment. Now this, I don't know where to put this. This one's the craziest of all. This is Miami driving, right? Is the outside lane. Now, what do I mean by the outside lane? Okay, so usually in a 4-lane, you got 2 lanes going this way, and you got 2 lanes that way, right? Coming the opposite direction. So 4 lanes for traffic. But you see, this is the thing. In most normal countries, that's the flow of traffic in most normal states. But in Miami, this double line, the direction of traffic is optional. It depends on the situation. I have seen, and this is great, I've seen people get into the oncoming lane. They pull out, we're stuck in traffic, and there's an oncoming lane in the street, and they will pull out and go opposite direction in the other lane, the oncoming traffic lane. And they just like pass everybody, right? And then they nose into the front of the line and on the stoplight when they get to the front. I mean, it's pretty crazy and say I've seen that happen multiple times. So that's called the outside lane. I even saw we have a bridge up here around the corner, and the bridge was up. Okay, but the bridge is up, but we're still supposed to obey those stoplights. I saw a truck, like a reefer truck, one of the ones like a box truck, big box truck. It wasn't a semi, but it was a big box truck. Everybody stopped, red light, bridge is up, everybody stopped, and there's cars coming this way. This guy in his truck pulls out, goes in the opposite lane of traffic, blows the red light, goes through the intersection and crosses the road. I was like, so he goes opposite oncoming traffic, blows a red light. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. So that was crazy. We're talking Miami traffic rules. All right. Now, here's another thing I didn't realize until I got to Miami. And that's called the motorcycle third lane. So if you have everybody, there's a lot of scooters, a lot of people in electric bikes, but mainly it's the scooters and the like motorcycle type scooters. And I didn't realize, but when you've got 2 lanes of traffic like this, there's actually 4 lanes because there's a scooter lane right between them. And there's a scooter lane on the outside lane too. Did you know this? So when you get stopped in traffic, the scooters go through the third middle and get to the front of the line. So the light changes their first one. So this is the next thing I've learned is that it's called the motorcycle third lane, which is in between the other 2 lanes of traffic. Now, you'd say when it's stopped, and usually it's the stopped. When you're stopped already, the scooter goes zip right through the middle. But actually, I've seen this happening when the traffic is just going regular. We're just driving along, and then here comes the scooter, the motorcycle, right down the middle on the middle line. What do you think about that, Bronca? Are you watching? Yeah, you're a motorcycle guy. What do you think about a motorcycle third lane? I'm telling you, that is a traffic rule around here. I don't think anybody gets in trouble. I think it's the rule. Winston Smith says, "Thank you for the super chat. Sounds like a tropical version of the New York metro area. Probably. It's a big city, right?" So we have the motorcycle third lane. My son actually says that he was in a car yesterday. He saw a guy on a bicycle, pedal bicycle, traveling in the third motorcycle lane, coming the opposite direction. He was like, so the cars were going this way. The bicyclist was going through the middle of the cars in the opposite direction. I don't know, man. It's nuts, but there it is. Jacob Castro, what's up, Savage? Yes, I don't drive motorcycles. I did PI. Like I said, I did personal injury work in a civil capacity way back when, and I've seen enough stuff with motorcycle deaths and dismemberments that would be, if you were in a car, it would have been a fender bender, but it's in a motorcycle and it's destruction. So anyways, Miami is insane. So I've got, okay, so that's my list. I have one more thing I want to tell you about driving in Miami. And so this is the thing. So these are my observations of Miami drivers. And it's actually, of all these things, traffic is not really the issue in Miami. Now, obviously, the Miami politicians and the Miami media has other priorities other than doing things like helping out the citizenry in these things like infrastructure and important things like that, because we have bigger fish to fry in Miami than simple things like letting the people have good infrastructure. We would never put that as a priority. No. That's but other than that, the issue in Miami is not the driving, even given that. The thing you got to know with Miami, and I didn't know this when I first came here, but let me tell you the secret. If you move to Miami, the operative question is not traffic. The operative question is parking. We have businesses here that says they were advertised. We have parking. There's a couple restaurants. I've been, one of the neat things about Miami is all the great restaurants. And we found a couple restaurants in this one shopping mall. I won't tell you because I don't want to jinx it any more than it is. The parking lot is, I've never seen a parking lot in a mini mall absolutely 100% packed. There's no parking. We've had to like bail on this restaurant a couple times because we couldn't find a parking in a parking lot. And it's a big parking lot. There's like no parking. Any parking is such a huge issue. One of the problems we have is we have 3 cars, my son, my wife, and me. And we moved here. We had like a park. We didn't think about the parking. Now, thankfully, there's a solution, which I can't disclose, but we have our parking situation in hand at the moment. But boy, I'll tell you, the question you got to ask in Miami is, where's the parking? Because there's all these great places to go and great places to eat. Finding the parking is what hate it. Oh, it's horrible. And you pay $20 for a valet, and I want to know where the secret valet parking spot is. Don't you want to know that? Anyway, so this is the real question, and what they should do. Like I've seen up in, I'm not gonna opine too much, but there's a lot of space like underneath the metro rails. The metro rails has these things. There's all this space under the metro rails, so they need to make that into parking for the people. That's my opinion. What do I know? But that's the problem in Miami, and there's also bumpy roads and infrastructure and stuff like that, which can save for another day. But those are my observations on Miami traffic. So yeah, let me see. I've got it. I think that's about it. Let's see. 8:25. I guess I can show you. Hold on just a second, right? You stay right there for a minute. I will be right back. Yeah. What are you looking at? So I was going to tell you a little more about my difficult dog. This is not going to be the cover. As soon as I get the cover worked up, I will. This is just a draft, but see there. Now, the one thing I want to tell you about this is I am going to do AI generated imagery. I tried to do crowdfunding and it didn't work for this book. You remember I don't know if you all remember when we got Brucey funded. It was Steph the Alter Nerd and Legal Vices, and everybody came together. That was one of the most magical things on the internet, but they got Brucey funded. But this one, I just wasn't able. So if you're averse to AI imagery like this, now I'm going to have an artist who's going to put it around and color adjust and do some stuff, and I'll do my best on it. But it is, it is AI imagery. This is Jackson. So the way it works is, see, there's Jackson, there's the story, and you read the story on this side, and then there's a biblical quote over here, so that connects in with this text. So then you can read this to your child also and talk about faith and about moral lessons, and it's not just a book void of any of that. I'll also say that this is the real Jackson. That's the real Jackson. And there's also going to be another, like a second part of this book, which has got, you remember Linus and Peanuts when he speaks the Luke, the quote about the biblical thing about Luke. That's one of my favorite biblical quotes. So I put that and sort of narrate the photographs of the actual Jackson. So you can kind of connect it that this is a true story. It's not a fictional novel. Does people know the difference between a fictional novel and a true story? Okay, you know the difference there? For all you people, if you don't, then go somewhere else. Feel free to leave and not bother me with your stupidity. But if you are a real person and you understand the difference between fiction and nonfiction, this is a true story. And it's a true story about Jackson. And Jackson is my difficult dog. So I hope to get that out to you soon. So anyways, and that's it. And then, okay, also next week, I think I'll be in Orlando at the Mosh Pit with my son at the Drain and Knocked Loose concert. So if you like to mosh to hardcore punk, we're going to have the Garden and Drain and Knocked Loose in Orlando. So maybe I'll see you there. If not, any questions? Any questions? Yes. Oh, look at here. And actually, legal-minded friends Karen Cole, how are you? Good to see you. And Danielle, I know somebody who might be moshing. Fedor, there we go. What else? Who else? Did I miss anybody here? Kathy. Let's see. Make sure I got everybody. Did I say hello, everybody? I think I did. Yeah. So if you didn't, it's 8:30. It's a little half-hour stream. I'm feeling a little better, a little more energy, and I've been working. I really want to get my difficult dog done. See, this is a draft. This isn't the cover. There's a lot that's got to be fixed, but I print them out just so I get a feel for it. Yeah, so this will be a good Christmas gift because Christmas is about Christ's birth, right? Christmas is about faith, and hopefully this is something. There's a lot of books out there, but none of them, or a lot of them, don't have an element of morality. And what we really need to do is teach our children the morality, and let's stick by each other. The thing is when we're down, sometimes we need help. So hold out, be ready to be strong for your friend when you're down. And if you're down, make sure that you can reach up to those people that are your friends and supporters and let them lift you up. So sometimes we need support. Yeah, so it's been nice. Thank you all for the super chats. And there's another thing is I'm holding a sale. I have way too many second edition ideas and answers in law. I have a third edition. It's out now and available on at Amazon and at my website. But the second edition is the same thing, but it's minus the 2 articles that I did at the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office. So this was the 2 papers that I did while I was there, which was nice. So I got those in there. So anyways, that's it for tonight. Right on the money. Let's see. Should we do is there anybody else streaming? Let me see. We should do the handoff. Maybe do a GAZY raid. Haven't done a GAZY raid in like months, have we? This will be fun. Let's see if there's anybody streaming. Yeah, a lot of the books are available on Amazon Kindle. I have to figure out how to do this. It's been a while. This is good practice too. I'm glad. I didn't like that last stream I did. I was kind of down and tired. I was so tired. Anyways, hold on a minute. Jeez. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's live. Hold on. Doesn't look like anybody's live. Oh, that Umbrella Guy's live. Of course, we got to do Umbrella Guy and my buddy Megan Fox, a real journalist out there. Hold on. So we'll go dump for that. And when you get now, what's the deal? When we dump, I think this is YouTube only, people. So I have to go and adjust YouTube. 1 second. I'll be there in a second. Hold on just a minute, and we'll drop you over on the Umbrella Guy and Megan Fox, who is a real journalist, somebody who actually tries to write the truth. Hold on. It's not. See, I'm slow. I'm not as good as. I've got to get my streaming skill back. Boy, slow. Come on, I can do it. I can't believe how slow this is. We're gonna do the Miami raid, right? Yeah, this one here. Oh gosh, I can't believe how slow this is. Customization. Yeah, here it is. This is how I do it. This is tricky. It's not easy to do this stuff. Redirect, add. Okay. I'm going to add Umbrella Guy. Yep. And save. Okay, now we can shut down, and it will redirect you to that. And when we go redirect there, you're going to go GAZY raid, right? Got to do that. All right. God bless you all. Thank you for being here, and thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for being members and super chats and all that stuff, and buying the books and reading the books, right? All right. God bless you. Bye.